Here's everything new inside of the latest fish update, the Treasure Island. So starting off super simple, just really quickly going over the shop, it looks like the only new thing we're going to see here is the aquatic bundle with the new jet ski boat. It is themed after a whale because you'll see a little bit later in the video, this update mainly being about a whale. So there's going to be a new quest on Isle of the Beginnings. So if you just talk to the NPC here, he's going to give you a quest line to find his lost amulet, and it's going to be located at Grand Reef. So once you head back over to C1 and go to Grand Reef, it's going to be just on the center island, just kind of on the edge of the rocks here. And then you can just head back over to C2 and speak to the NPC with the amulet inside of your hand, and he's going to direct you to another secret location where you can find a rod. So he's going to direct you to the Cursed Shores. So you're just going to head over to the Cursed Shores, and right underneath you're going to notice a hole in the ground where you're able to go into. So you can use your submarine for this, or even your tide breaker and there's some diving gear. It's not that long of a pathway, so you should be able to make it just fine. And you do have to make sure you have your amulet equipped, so you can go ahead and enter into this area, and it's going to be a treasure room with a bunch of gold decorated around. But if you go in the secret room here next to the entrance, there is the Rod of Great Oscar here for 5 million of the e-currency. So quite a lot of money if you don't already have that much, but it's not too hard to get if you're using the appropriate grinding methods. So here are the overall stats on this rod. It has a 95% lure speed, 280% luck, a 0.1 control, 10% resilience, and a max infinite kg. It says it has a moderate boost to experience and a 5% chance to apply the spirits of Oscar, which I'm assuming is going to give you some rare mutation that is going to sell for a big multiplier. Now to the main part of the update, the Treasure Island. There's going to be a new event that can spawn at the Isle of New Beginning. It's going to be a tornado. While the tornado is present, it's going to spawn a merchant whale. You will find the whale just off the edge of the island here, and you can just hop inside by interacting with it. Inside of here, you can actually fish a separate bestiary to get different types of fish. And then there's going to be a timer at the door where you're able to kind of see how long until you go to the next island. So on this island, there is going to be two different rods, the merchant rod and the treasure rod. They weren't actually available in the testing server, so I could not get them to show you. Over here are the stats for the treasure rod. Every catch has an 8% chance to summon a coin fall effect where particles fall around the player's bobber using this effect, and using this effect with caught fish gives you the gemstone mutation, which is a 6x cell multiplier, and it can come in multiple different colorways. And then for the merchant rod, every cast has a 7% chance to spawn a whirlpool at the player's bobber where it will give a random bait and fling out of the bobber, and the player will be given that bait. So two very interesting and unique passive abilities on these rods. So if you head to the back of Treasure Island, you're going to find the merchant, which is a special type of merchant. You actually talk to this guy to appraise one of your fish, and it's going to actually be a mini game to gamble the amount of cell multiplier you're going to get on top of your fish. You start from row 1 and then you just go down the list, and you can cash out anytime you want, but obviously the further you go, it's going to increase the multiplier. So it's like a high risk, high reward type of situation. We also did a ton of bug fixes. These are just some of the ones they listed out, so you can read through those if you would like. Yeah, super short one today. That is essentially the entire update, at least of all the information provided in the testing server. Yeah, if you are new around here, make sure to drop a sub with notifications on, and I'll see you guys in the next video.